First I did conversations in my head to flesh out my rather fast way of thinking. Now I do fourfold conversations with my characters on paper to flesh out both my ideas and what I want to do with them. Next is a 16-fold orgy fest of I don't know yet personal technology. Cliché. My beloved comes ask what I did while she traveled. Did you sleep? How could I, my love? I wrote all night long. And when you arrived home, I did sleep. But maybe it was all a dream. A boy who thought people grew in trees now as an adult conscious celebrity has to deal with the death of his beloved. What can be seen as grieving and what can be seen as conscious effort to show people what grieving is like. This accumulates in a bundle of guilt as this person becomes more and more disconnected from society at large, not wanting to confront in the eyes of others what is it that he is doing right now. The internet is the new airplane. You don't need to travel physically to travel, right? Or is this not true at all? Nice conversation. Ocean breeze. Is it okay to ask a reading comprehension question here? The man who laughs. Sure. Ocean breeze. He seldom talked, and when he did, it was usually to make some cynical remark. For instance, he would say that God had given him a tail to keep the flies off, but that he would sooner have had no tail and no flies. What does he mean by he would sooner have had no tail and no flies? The man who laughs. He means that yes, it is nice to have a tail to swat the flies, but he'd rather have no flies to swat in the first place. Editado. Ocean breeze. Oh, I see. Thanks at the man who laughs, smiley. The man who laughs. NP. Alien fetus. At Ocean breeze. Even though I agree with it, the man who laughs, I think there is a deeper meaning in this, a vague meaning that you can look at various different instances. For example, I think he may be talking about how the process of things might be too much to endure or not worth it. You can see it by some sort of evolutionary process. You grow a tail to swat the flies. You become stronger in order to adapt to things. This is not speaking biologically but politically or, in a common-sense way, regarding day-to-day experiences. The flies and tail are vague metaphors that can be translated into everyday assumptions like losing someone you love then grieving until you become stronger. It's like growing a tail. This fits with the he seldom talked, and when he did, it was usually to make some cynical remark because life made him cynical. It is his tail. The man who laughs. Agreed. Ocean breeze. So you would say his tail represents his cynicism. The man who laughs. I don't think so. I think it's more of his experience. Like Fetus said, he gets stronger in order to adapt. Ocean breeze. He does not seem to admire his strength. The man who laughs. The ass? Or donkey? Or mule? Ocean breeze. Strength in the form of the tail. The man who laughs. Ultimately, if he didn't have problems, he wouldn't have to get stronger. He's saying that he'd rather not have those problems in the first place. Ocean breeze. Oh. The man who laughs. At least, that's what I think. At alien fetus may have something else. Alien fetus. Yeah, like the man said, flies are a necessary evil for the tail having some purpose. But they seem to never go away no matter what. And the process of becoming stronger and more adapted seems to have no goal. He mentions metaphors for suffering in pivotal points. Cynicism began as a philosophical tradition of irony towards the never-ending state of build-up of philosophy and society in general. The man who laughs. I wonder what other metaphors there are in the book. I actually didn't notice this one. Not that I notice any, granted. Alien fetus. It's like instead of using your tail, you let it atrophy while trying not to mind the flies and live with them, but at the same time you recognize that this attitude is a new tail, but you live with it nevertheless, because there isn't a better option. There will not be one. Ocean breeze. Atrophy? Alien fetus. But by being a new tail, it brings newer flies. like get rusty from not using it. Ocean breeze. Oh, I see. The newer tale seems to me a form of apathy or optimistic optimism. Alien fetus. Yes, exactly. The cynic is not really pessimistic, he is just self-aware of both the tail and the flies. The pessimist mind the flies and give up using the tail. The optimistic never stops using the tail, he strives for winning someday. But the proper state is the one of self-awareness about how you escape not just the flies but your tail, that in this story has the purpose of fighting the flies. The man who laughs. All this talk of flies got me thinking about the Lord of the Flies. Alien fetus. Great book. New messages. The man who laughs. Indeed. Freud is both tail flies. You can see him as a tail that, in a restricted society, in a restricted way abolishes it. Or you could see him as the one to fuck up a very organized party then go home. I just find that the answer is not to re-establish the restricted, nor to continue fucking it up. The proper, for me, is a cynic state of self-awareness. But maybe I'm just a dumb cynic. Idesthesia is a good new concept. The demarcation problem extends to more than just science. It is everywhere and everything, land demarcation, the demarcation of cultural movements. Everything that can make we travel along spaces. But should we contrive the flow anymore? The fascism of demarcation,